In today's video, we're gonna do an Aer Travel Sling 2 review. I'm gonna break it down, I'm gonna pack it out, I'm gonna give you all the information that you need to know to decide if it's the travel sling for you. An exceptional amount of travel gear. Easily one of the biggest slings I've ever reviewed. I have some cons, but I'm going to tell you. But don't you worry, in case it's not, you're not quite catching the Aer Travel Sling 2 vibes, I'm gonna make some alternative recommendations at the end of the video that might better suit your needs. Let's bring you to the laboratory, which is basically just a review desk. It's this way, let's go. Okay, let's start by talking about the gist of the Aer Travel Sling 2, because this is kind of an interesting, different, weird product. And first up, I should know, it's made by a company called Aer. And Aer usually doesn't make weird, interesting, different products. They're a little more vanilla, but like the best vanilla ever. Like they make some of the greatest bags in the world. But this is definitely a little bit more outside the box, which is different for them. Because it's a travel sling, but it's not your typical sling. A typical sling is usually, a little bit smaller. You kind of strap it around and wear it horizontally on your torso or your back like so. But this is a sling with this huge shoulder strap. It's crazy big. And it's sort of meant to be worn in one way, like this. Don't get me wrong, you can wear it also in like single shoulder strap backpack mode, briefcase mode, messenger mode, and tote mode. But ultimately, this is the only way I can really kind of recommend wearing it. Also in like single shoulder backpack mode to a lesser degree. I'll explain more about that in the comfort section of this review. Some top features. A huge and very accessible front compartment, a spacious main compartment with a tech area that can fit up to a 16-inch laptop, a couple of compression straps at the bottom of the bag that are used for external carry, and some killer fabrics and materials. The Aer Travel Sling currently comes in 2 color options, black and gray. The size is 12 liters, which is quite huge for a sling. Easily one of the biggest slings I've ever reviewed. The size is 17 inches length, around 12 inches height, and a depth of a couple of inches. It's advertised to weigh 1.8 pounds. As you can see here, my scale is giving me 1.9 pounds, so close enough. This is the Aer Travel Sling 2 when it's empty, and this is the Aer Travel Sling 2 when it's fully packed out. For reference, I'm 5'8", and our media manager, Margaret, is 5'2". And don't you worry, I'm gonna show you exactly what this sling can fit throughout the entire review so you can see if it fits your travel needs. Aer's warranty protects you for the practical lifetime of their products. And for all that, the Travel Sling 2 runs around $120 US. And if at any point in time during this video, or maybe even after, you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I love that Aer Travel Sling 2, and I'm totally gonna get one. And you're gonna make a purchase. We do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. And that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes and talk about the outside of the Aer Travel Sling 2. First up, I like to always start by talking about the primary fabric, which in this case is Cordura 1680D Ballistic Nylon, which is an amazing, borderline miraculous fabric. It was developed by the military, and while it doesn't quite stop bullets, it does stop rain, might even stop a few ladies in the streets, right? Because it's a good looking fabric, it makes it a good looking bag, and Cordura is one of the best fabric makers in the world. Technically, they don't make the fabrics, but for the sake of this conversation, they make it. And also look, no logo. You just got this little tag right there. Very subtle, very anonymous. We're not gonna get into this front pocket until the next section, so let's move down to the bottom, talk about these compression straps. Because they're interesting, because they don't really compress the bag, but they do help you carry things externally on the bag. Could be good for a tripod. I did a little test run holding my sweater on the outside of the bag. It worked pretty well. Ultimately, I'm not sure how much use I'd get out of that feature, but maybe you would. Like, let me know in the comments below. Do you like to carry things externally on your bag? For me, I think it makes more sense on a backpack. On a sling, I'm not quite as sure, but I want to hear what you got to say. Let me know in the comments below. Now, next up, I'm going to talk about the top handle, the side handle, and the shoulder strap, but I'm going to need a 90-second rant. Because slings shouldn't be this big. Sort of. Let me show you real fast though, this guy, which is the Aer City Sling 2, Tech Sling 2. Tech Slings 2, final answer. I should know that because it's one of my favorite products of all time. Not one of my favorite bags of all time, one of my favorite products of all time. And you can see it has sort of a similar setup. It's a sling, but really it's just got this beefy shoulder strap, just like the travel sling, and it's sort of meant to be positioned one way, like so. But I find this Tech Sling 2 to be much more versatile as to where I can carry it in messenger mode, either crossbody or shoulder like this, or over the other shoulder like so, single backpack mode, and a decent brief mode with some dangle going on. But in contrast, the travel sling, as you can see, is like basically twice the size. And the carrying options just didn't feel as versatile as it did with the Tech Sling 2. Thank you, Tech Sling 2. We'll be seeing you later. But let me run you through some of the options. You got this top handle right here. It uses a lovely nylon webbing, very silky, a little bit of space to grab, which is ideal for like if you're kind of like putting it over top, or maybe it's underneath the seat in front of you, maybe like this, and you wanna pull it forward, you can do so. But briefcase mode isn't great because this strap is just sort of flopping around. Same thing with tote mode. Yet again, point of leverage, if it's underneath the seat in front of you, hello. You can carry it like this, but you're gonna have this guy kind of flapping around, which brings us to the shoulder strap. I mean, look at this. Because if you notice at the base of this shoulder strap, we're at 13 centimeters, which is record breaking. I've never seen a shoulder strap go to that width. Now, obviously it tapers down, but it still gives extra bulk. But thankfully this means it's super comfortable when wearing it. A couple more quick notes about the shoulder strap. We got a great hardware system going on. Buckles from Duraflex, the best. And a really great loosening and tightening method. Super easy to use, super convenient. And best of all, you don't have to have this excess nylon webbing. Being a crazy mother, you can go ahead and use this beautiful web holder, AKA dangle stopper, to keep the webbing in its place. Last note on this chapter is the luggage pass-through holder, which is great. Keeps the bag upright on the suitcase. And yeah, you'd expect this from the Aer Travel Sling, right? It'd be weird if it didn't have it. Good call. Moving on, let's talk about the inside of the Aer Travel Sling 2. 3 compartments. First one is this front compartment. This is protected with a chunky ass YKK PU coated zipper, which means it's gonna be a little stickier, but also very protected from the elements, rain, snow, etc. And you can see when we're inside, we got this like mid-tone gray material, not too dark as to where it makes it a black hole, but not too light as to where it gets dirty easily. I've always been very consistent in my criticism of Aer, where they splurge on their external materials and really cut corners on the internal. These just don't feel awesome for the price point. And in this compartment, we have a key leash and 2 pockets. Because of the quick access of this compartment, I'm gonna throw things in there that I want quicker access to, like my iPhone 13, keys, charging battery, charging wire, and a snack. Always gotta have a snack when you're traveling, am I right? I'm gonna go ahead and put my phone and battery in one pocket, charging cable, protein bar in the other pocket, and then connect my keys right here and throw it also in that pocket. The keyring is nice, a little bit of a longer leash, kind of, but because of the way this sling works, it's super easy to open and lock your door. One last note about this compartment. As you can see right here, it has some really impressive capacity. It's not super tight, which means if you want to fit something bigger and bulkier in there, some light reading about maybe launching a crowdfunding campaign, you can go ahead and put that in there. You can see plenty of room to spare. And if you're wondering to yourself, why in God's name is this backpack review dude reading a book about crowdfunding? But because I'm looking for a crowd to fund me. Because I don't know if you know this, but I'm not just reviewing bags. I've been reviewing bags for like 3 years, 4 years now. But I've also been in the process of building my own backpack as well, and documenting every step of the process here on the Nomads Nation YouTube channel. So if you wanna see me working behind the scenes, building a game-changing backpack from the ground until the Kickstarter launch, then you're gonna wanna check out the second link in the description below. That link will give you more information about the Building a Backpack project and where we currently are, and it'll tell you how you can get involved with some key votes that we're giving to the community. I wanna hear what you gotta say about making my bag as freaking awesome as possible. For more information, be sure to check out that second link. Back to this guy. Oh, and one last cool thing about this front compartment, you got these 2 little pull tabs right there on either side, which make it easier to open and close this section. Next up, top pocket. Not PU coated, and you can see when I undo it, we've got this, which is like a padded microfiber material, which is basically air communicating to us. That's a good spot for our glasses. Also could be a good spot for your phone, but basically anything that's fragile, the microfiber plus the padding helps keep it protected. Main compartment. For this guy, we got 2 YKK zippers. One thing to know about Aer's zipper pullers is they actually have like a locking mechanism where you can see, like this, they sort of weave into each other, therefore hopefully deterring a thief. The main compartment, not PU coated, which makes it a bit easier to get in, but also offers a little bit less weather protection. And you can see, we're in. On the front side, we have 2 stash pockets, an expandable pocket, 2 pen pockets, and a zippered pocket. And on the other side, we have our tech compartment with a padded laptop sleeve, another sleeve for other things, and a Velcro strap. Let's back it out. Let's test it with some Sony XMH headphones, Kindle, a journal, a couple of pens, travel jacket, compressible tote, some tissues, a tripod, backup headphones, and maybe a water bottle? Let's see how it goes. Oh, also a laptop. We'll start with a 13-inch MacBook Pro. As mentioned, the Aer Travel Sling 2 says it can fit up to a 16-inch laptop, so my 13-inch fits with a ton of room to spare. I like this laptop compartment because it's very well padded. There's a bit of a false bottom. You can see it sort of like curves here and the laptop ends there, so if you drop the bag, you're less likely to damage your expensive laptop. And then on the other side, I'm gonna throw my Moleskine notebook and go ahead and Velcro that into place. In the middle, I'm gonna pop my jacket and over-the-head headphones. I already tried to fit the headphones in both of these pockets, didn't work. Couple of pens in the pen slots. Backup headphones, throw it in the expansion pocket. My dead Kindle right there. Compressible tote in case I buy any goods while I'm at the airport. And then you can kind of see, what a 12-liter sling looks like packed out. And it looks like it's not gonna close, but it's very easily gonna close. So I'm gonna throw my tripod on top, those tissues with the tote, and then my big old 1-ounce Yeti water bottle as the cherry on top. Will it close? It absolutely will. And here lies my dilemma. This thing is huge and it's really heavy, and I just don't know if a sling needs to be this big and heavy, because it's like, if you're going this big and heavy, why not have a backpack? Or at least that's what I think, but then, then I kind of do one of these and I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty comfortable. But how comfortable is it? There's only one way to find out. Let's take this thing outside, give it a bit of a test run, and report to you from there. Okay, so I've been wearing this fully packed out in the real world for about 20 minutes now, and it's comfortable and also not comfortable. If you're wearing it in like backpack single shoulder strap mode, pretty comfy, right? It fits nicely. This shoulder strap is beefy, it's padded, it's great. But really the most comfortable is going to be as a sling was designed. Sort of this crossbody travel sling situation we got here, right? And it just feels good. And one thing I don't like about messengers, because it's kind of a messenger, is like how you end up doing like the pimp walk with it, right? But this is actually has a decent weight distribution. It's right there, and the strap feels good, well padded. I will say though, brief mode, messenger mode, tote mode, not comfortable. You're rocking it like this, or one backpack mode, like one backpack strap mode, and that's it. Back to you in the office. Okay, cool, thanks. Also, why do you do that like clappy thing? That's very annoying. Stop doing that. Let's wrap this up by talking about the pros and the cons of the Aer Travel Sling 2. Pro number one is the comfort that you get when you are locked into primary sling mode. Pro number two is that 1680D Cordura Ballistic Nylon is just hard to beat. And pro number three, look at this thing. It's got really impressive capacity. It can fit an exceptional amount of travel gear. But as exceptional as this bag might be for some, it's not perfect for everyone. And I have some cons that I'm going to tell you right now. Con number one is going to be the limited comfortable carry options. Con number two is that I think at the price point, Aer does skimp on the quality of some of their interior materials. And con number three, I'm just not sold that a sling is supposed to be this big. At least maybe not for me. But if you're still here watching this, there's a good choice that you're thinking to yourself, you're an idiot. Of course slings are supposed to be that big. This thing is awesome. I'm totally buying one. And you're gonna make a purchase. Just a reminder that we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. Thank you very much. But if you're not quite sold, I did that clappy thing again. 1, 2, 3 alternative recommendations that might better suit your needs. Alternative number one is going to be the Alpaka Tech Brief. This is for you if you actually thought that the Aer Travel Sling 2 was like, yeah, I could do it as a messenger, in a sling, as a briefcase, all these different things. And you realize, oh, I actually can't. The Alpaka Tech Brief can do all those things. It's a really awesome product. You can go brief mode, messenger mode, backpack mode, and we did a full review on the Alpaka Tech Brief, which if you're interested in watching, you can do so by navigating on down to the description below and finding the link to that video. Alternative recommendation number two is the Monarc Settra sling. This is for you if you're like, nope, I want a big old beefy sling. But you want a big old beefy sling that might be a little bit better for everyday carry, not just for travel. The Monarc Settra is great for an active lifestyle. It's great for travel too, different aesthetic. And to learn more about it, take a look at the description below and you'll find a link to our full review. And alternative recommendation number three, you may have seen this coming, is the Aer Tech Sling 2. As I mentioned, one of my favorite bags of all time. It's doing a lot of what the Aer Travel Sling 2 does, but it's smaller. And in a lot of ways, because of that, in my opinion, better. And to see what I'm talking about, just go ahead and watch this video right here. If you got any questions about any slings, let me know down there because I personally respond to every single comment myself. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.